When running a business means
Where did I put that receipt?
we can help you with instant accounting, free software that does your bookkeeping for you. When running a business means
Wait, what do you mean the container hasn't arrived?
we help protect your business from risk with Mohwebi Insurance. And when it means
How do we pay our staff that don't have bank accounts?
we help you make multiple payments directly to people's phones with e-wallet bulk send. At FNB, we're constantly innovating to help business owners at every stage of their journey.
Botswana is a country that still relies heavily on imports to provide food for her people. In fact, according to BotswanaTrade.org, the country imports well over $80 million worth of cereals into the country every year. While cereal demand stands at 200,000 tons every year, only 17% of this is produced locally. This is only one example of the foods that are imported into the country, as there are fruit and vegetables and meat produce such as pork that are still very high on the import bill. During the current COVID-19 pandemic, fears were that as the South African economy was on lockdown, our own food supply here would be limited. This begs the question, are our farmers ready to take up the challenge of feeding their people moving forward? In keeping to social distancing guidelines, we conducted our interviews telephonically with farmer in Sisung, Boingotlo Ngaka, and managing director at Tlhalerwa Farms, Lembie Mmereki Tlhalerwa, who both share some interesting views.
Re le Batswana, re le balemi ba Botswana, le tšhaba Botswana hela ka kakaretso tota re ntse mosima phika ka marago. Seemo se re leng mo go sone sa gompieno sa corona se re tshwaraganyeditse. Re tšhaba e ntseng e ikaegile thata ka dijo tse di tswang ko ntle. Ga ise re tle mo seemong sa gore re ntshe dijo hela tse ka re gompieno kwa ka re pitlagantswe ke corona jaana re bo re nyame re itshetletse re ka ijesa. Nyame re itshetletse se re se ntshang mo difamong tsa rona se ka jewa ke Batswana. Jaaka dithoto tse di tswang ko ntle gongwe re tlo hella re palola ke go di tsenya. Re kegile ka mabele a tswang ko bo Australia go jesa dikolo. Re tlo hella ke sa itse gore gongwe ra go hella re lla ka magwafa ka sekwakwalla go sena tsone dijo gore I can see luba kana famine tlala e tseneletseng e tlang ha modimo ka ska rutlwe le botlhoko corona ya ema.
So let us start about the sector that you're in and its ability or inability to provide food. Where are you and what are your thoughts on it?
Naila, from a personal perspective, what I've observed is that one of the biggest barriers to entry is the cost of 1 hour utilities. I'm sure you know hela the bills tsa metsi tsa rona di a tshosa. The same thing applies ko farming. The bills tsa rona tsa motlakase le metsi ga di kana ka sepe. Just the connection itself, just to be able to access motlakase and connected to plus ya gago, it costs millions. To be able to access the infrastructure ya one motlakase hela to reach where the farmlands are. For many years, I think farmers and many different policymakers from the different sectors that the economy have cried about for a very long time. And those are developments that we are yet to see. And development the other sector and therefore incapacitate those already inside the sector to develop beyond being mere subsistence farmers and graduate to commercial farming, which is what we need. And also, the costs are the ones that prohibit those with the interest to go in and produce meaningful quantities. They would have an impact on our import bill. The other thing Sebatanabana challenges on is access to farmland, to proper farming land. There is, now from a personal perspective, I believe the land is there, but the land is being unutilized or underutilized. For example, in the Tuli Block region, we are planting right on the banks of the Limpopo River. On the Botswana side, it's nice and brown and dry. But on the South African side, the same piece of land, the only thing that separates us is the river Limpopo. On the South African side, it's nice and green and many hectares of fruits and vegetables and crops of all different types are being produced on the same pieces of land. But there's absolutely nothing happening. And those are some of the things that we need to now look to perhaps our government or to the landowners and say, what are we doing about this? When are we going to make this land beneficial? How are we going to make having these pieces of land available benefit the country as a whole?
True, Mmereki, but what has been your responsibility in making sure, or rather initiating those conversations?
Farmers have many different forums through which they're able to engage with the stakeholders, with other different stakeholders, contribute to the national conversation, food security. And the points that I've raised, I'm not the first person to raise them, and I'll not be the last person. These are conversations that we have all the time at Local Business Botswana. These are conversations that we have all the time during our meetings with Business Botswana and government, in the many different farmers associations, in the many different quarterly engagements with the president, with the ministers, with the Okosi. These are conversations that are had all the time. And many different promises are made at every different corner. But all the time is that implementation. And at the end of the day, somebody will say it takes political will to see some of these things happen. And it was quite disappointing. The budget speech here, where we were expecting so much. With the new administration, you're hoping that people with fresh eyes who will see, things from a different perspective, and to see that agriculture is still at the part of the bottom three ministries. We sit as farmers and we know without a doubt that food security should be the number one priority of any nation. But budget allocation is that is the case as far as our policymakers are concerned.
This program was brought to you in association with First National Bank of Botswana.
FNB, how can we help you?